evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I am inviting you guys on another interesting night on Friday night, and I have a very interesting gift and a guest with me with a very interesting background. So, Tiffany, thank you so much for joining us today on Channel 52 tonight on your busy Friday night.
Thank you so much for having me today, Amber. Really appreciate it. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much. So Tiffany is, she's a president and a founder of her own company. And as we will talk, we will find out more about your company. But the thing is that I really would want to know, your journey as as your background as an immigrant woman, and how did you, in such a young age, came up and, now you are actually a president and founder of, your company. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself in your own words and let our audience know.
Okay. I have I guess an interesting background, I guess. I worked in sales for many years, so that gave me a really strong background into being able to talk to people, but also being a good listener and being able to present to people. So that definitely helped me a lot in terms of learning life lessons. Mm-hmm. It taught me how to work with people and what people's limits are, what kind of limits I would have, and that sort of thing. And then when I became a sales manager, it taught me even more how to work with people, not just connecting with them, but keeping them happy, so my sales reps happy along with management. So it's always about like keeping the balance of things. And then eventually I was in the event sales industry. So working in sales in events. And I moved into conference production after being in a management role. And I just from there kind of soared and became what you would call like basically a project manager. And so I just from there kind of soared and I was managing a lot of buckets. Oops. I was managing a lot of buckets and basically had revenue responsibility and budgetary responsibility over a whole portfolio of events. So I had people underneath me, and it was great because I learned so many wonderful lessons. I traveled and I had a great time, but eventually it started to wear on me. I wanted to do something that was going to be personally fulfilling, and what was really important to me was being able to help others. And I didn't find that I was able to do that directly. So when I started Viva Cryo, it was because I wanted to give people something, a kind of joy that I got from basically body contouring, because that's what I do. And it's my passion. Growing up in the med spa industry, my mother had a med spa, a very successful med spa called Timeless Image Aesthetics. She focused on the face and specific aspects of the body, but mainly the face. And I learned that whole business when I was a teenager. Basically, I remember she got herself her own space, actually in FiDi, where I am now, surprisingly. And then she just said, you know what, there's a desk. Take a look at that desk over there. I said, okay. And she's like, well, you're going to answer the phones now. So my mom, not even realizing it, ended up teaching me so much about that industry. So from a very
subconscious teaching,
Yeah, absolutely. So from a young age, she basically forced me into this industry. And so I kind of grew up in it and fell in love with it. And later on, it's so funny that I ended up going back to my roots.
Awesome. Yeah. So Tiffany, I think that maybe you have you're going to mute your phone. You're getting a feedback on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just put your volume low.
What you call it? Let me try.
Yeah, and then you can share your link on the Facebook, because we do want everyone to know about it. And the thing is that as I am speaking to you, I am getting very excited because I'm a woman myself. I know this show is about, beauty inside out. And what makes it more interesting that you actually came from a corporate world.
A project manager. Mm-hmm.
And you were a project manager of, taking care of many people under you. And people actually, go to school and that's a dream job of many people, and becoming that. And then you left that industry. coming in as such a beautifying industry, and which is like a dream to actually every woman to look better, feel better. And so my next question to you is that why is it so important to us humans to look better?
Well, I do think that it's not so important to look good, right? It's most important to feel good about yourself. I think at the end of the day, we have to feel good about the things that we're doing, what we're accomplishing. And I think that, part of that is your outer appearance. So feeling good is feeling confident, and self-care is so important to that, right?
Mhm.
So I believe in, yes, caring for yourself from the inside out, and that shows others how much you care just about anything in general, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, because if you feel good about yourself and you're taking care of yourself, then you can take care of others. People say to love someone, I have to love myself.
Exactly. You have to love yourself first and treat yourself well before you have any capacity to love anyone else.
Correct. So in our audience, we have Taibur Rahman, and he's saying, "Hello, good hearing from you. What is the name of the company?" Thanks.
Viva Cryo.
Okay. So can you explain what exactly Viva Cryo is about?
Sure. I would say we're a beautifying haven of sorts. Basically, what we do is we specialize in body fat contouring, body sculpting, and anti-aging laser treatments. So we use lasers to change the body, so to speak. So if that means tightening skin, if it means reducing cellulite, reducing fat in specific areas, or maybe it's the entire body. But we work with every single person on an individualized basis to figure out how we can help them with any body parts that they find are concerning to them. And we really just want you to become the best versions of yourself at the end of the day.
Oh my God. So that's a hot topic and place where people are really lining up to get ready. And there's so many, so there's so many other um, things going on which people say, what about Botox, and what about there was another thing that I'm actually forgetting, which is called that they burn your fat, and then um, I want to know your opinion on those things. Are those are quick fixes as well? So what's your intake on that, in those things versus what you do?
Sure. So I think it's really important to do and perform any kind of self-care, and that is from the inside out. So a lot of times people say, well, what should I do? What should I do about my skin? Right. And honestly, one of the best things that you can do is to drink a lot more water, hydrate your body, replenish your body, your organs, and every single like digestive and other types of processes that your body needs to run needs water to do it. Our bodies are made of mostly water. So always drink your water no matter what. So that's one of the first things that I would suggest. And then in terms of getting enough sunlight, that's super important. But also treating yourself right by eating a balanced diet, exercising on a regular basis, because it's really good for just your systems to run. Your cardiovascular system needs it, but so does your liver and your kidneys just as much. So just treating your bodies right from the inside out is super important. Now, when it comes to other ways to change the body, I am on this. I'm more on the side of being natural, so I prefer to use lasers to make changes on people that actually make improvements to the skin, actually make changes to the body. I'm not against Botox, but I do not. My age, Amber, and I do not use any type of Botox or fillers in my face. But I do treat my skin right. I do massages on my face, and I, nourish it with good food, and I drink a lot of water, and I do my exercise, and things of that nature. I mean, I also do cryofacials, but again, that's actually improving your skin.
Yes.
Um,
Let's
mhm.
get into cryofacial. What is cryofacial?
So the cryofacial is great. It's one of my favorite things because we can do so many things. We have brightening facials, so we can, minimize the age spots, lighten skin with that, any sort of hyperpigmentation that's occurred. But we also do, we do. We work with redness and rosacea, so we'll take away all that redness as well. And then we have, the wrinkle reduction ones, which get rid of wrinkles, diminish the fine lines, and then tighten and tone the skin. So we have everything from the neck and jawline lift to, removing double fat double chin fat as well. So there's just so many ways that we can use our cryofacials, and we do use a device called the Cryo T-Shock, and it produces some really wonderful results for my clients. They're usually big fans of it, as I am.
Yeah, I can tell. So
Thank you.
one more time, I'm going to ask, if you can just mute your phone. I think it's giving a back sound when I talk.
Oh, it's muted.
It is muted?
Yeah, it's muted.
Okay, I don't know why it's giving a back sound when I talk.
Is it my?
But you need your device for your sound is completely fine. I'm getting a feedback. Anyway, so talking about the microdermabrasion, that's is a chemical. It's different than what you use for your technique. Like I think
microdermabrasion.
Yeah.
So that's a crystallized. Yeah, that's crystallized. That's a little bit different from what I do. I mean, I'm not against microdermabrasion. It's just not something that I offer in my spa at the moment. But it is supposed to exfoliate the skin on a deeper level. So it has some great benefits.
For me to understand, you work with the body to help it without any surgical procedure?
Correct. Nothing is surgical here, and that's kind of one of the amazing things about what we do. It's all completely non-invasive. Yeah. There's zero downtime, and you can resume your regular activities. We only ask that after these body procedures that you drink more water, usually about a gallon. You stay away from food for like a couple of hours, and then you eat like a healthier diet. You eat lighter that day. You do some exercise, cardio usually, and then you're good to go. Like in the next day or a few days, the body starts to change and move that fat out through a place called your lymphatic system, and then finally your liver and your kidneys.
That's amazing, because most of the time the understanding of that, after having kids or after going through a certain age, to go back or look little better, you have to go to DR, fly to DR. And get a surgical procedure done, and take like 2 weeks off, and later on the massages, because a couple of my colleagues have done it. It's like really invasive, and sometimes the bruises and things. So this is like too good to be true, that there is no downtime, and it's very natural. So
yeah, it's great because there's no scarring, there's no like potential risk of infection, there's no too much, there's not swelling and all these things that you have to go through post surgery. So I love it. And I mean, I started doing it and I fell in love with it, and that's why I decided to open a place that's dedicated to doing these types of procedures. I really think that the world should know more about this, because you don't have to, you can basically just lose a little bit of weight or make a little bit of changes to your skin, and you don't have to make a huge change to do that. It can be gradual and much more comfortable, and it's safe.
Correct. And it's on your own pace. So
correct.
Yeah. So where are you located to? And I know as a woman, this is such a great thing there, because it's not invasive, and after a certain age, why going under needling and procedures? There's always an after effect for that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we are located in New York City, in Manhattan, the financial district. So we're on 90 Broad Street on the second floor, and we're right by the Bull and the Stock Exchange.
That's a good place.
I'm fearless girl.
So, beside, this industry is an industry where it's a high competition, and you meet a lot of people from many different backgrounds, ages. uh, don't you think it's a difficult industry to be and to make people happy, because people like nowadays change, so they're never happy with whatever the result comes.
Hmm. Well, there is quite a bit of competition, but I am in an area where, surprisingly, I've been doing very well. I think that results speak for themselves, and my clients are very happy with their results. They keep coming back to me, and I love what I do, and I think that passion really shows. And I think because that happens, people are just attracted to that and they want to come back to me. So I have a lot of clients that not only have we done body procedures on them, but we'll also perform facial procedures on them, and then they ask their friends and their family to join. So I'm never typically worried. I don't really compete with
Mhm.
others per se. I compete with myself. So
Oh,
if anything, yes, I compete with myself and I just give it my all. Every single person who walks into my facility, I give that person my all.
awesome.
And that
I
is
know
like,
you're very busy. It's really hard to find appointment with you. It's very
well,
good to know. I'm putting it on. I'm doing facials with you, and I'm so happy, with the results.
yeah, your face looks great.
Thank you. I love the results which is going on. Been doing facials all my life, but it's not even 30% closer to with the results having with you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. But yes, that's true.
And so my next question is that you are an immigrant. So tell us any hurdles and difficulty being an immigrant, and then coming into this industry, which is another tough industry, and you being so successful in doing it.
Oh, well, my grandparents are immigrants, and I was born and raised in New York City, but I am very close to, my roots, and I grew up in Chinatown, so I'm very close to that community. And so, listen, I love that, I grew up here, but yes, there's a ton of competition.
Mhm.
And, I think it was my grandparents' values that kind of helped me to understand things and enlighten me. My grandfather came here with no money in his pocket. He was at one point in Alaska, and he would take logs and put them on his back just to earn a dollar. And so he taught me when I was a very young girl, he said, Tiffany, the thing that you can do is to always take the opportunities when you see them. Take the opportunity, but do it with kindness. And I never forgot that. So anytime I do something, I do it, honorably, with respect, and with kindness. And then my grandmother on my mother's side, she grew up with, pretty much nothing. And so she just worked so hard in her life, and she taught my mother to do the same exact thing. And so it's interesting because my mom taught me to work hard, always work hard, go after your goals, and doesn't matter what happens, it doesn't matter what people say to you, just go after it, right? And then my father kind of taught me, work smart, be smart about everything that you do, because there are ways to do things really efficiently. So I have both of my parents, my Asian parents, in my ear, but it's helped me so much to grow professionally, because I realize, oh, okay, first of all, I come from a family of entrepreneurs, but you know what? It's important to not just work smart, but also to work hard. So both of those things together, and seizing or taking advantage of an opportunity, but doing it in a classy manner, with kindness, and understanding that there are other sides at play, and keeping that in mind. I think that's made me kind of as successful as I am, and as happy as I am in my business.
Amazing. You can tell that how humble you are with this, and that your family background and experience has taught you where you are right now with this. So where
Sure.
do you where do you see your future or future plans with this?
Viva Cryo is working on expanding our current location. We want to stay in the downtown area, but because we do have an existing client base here, but we would like to expand. So I've been looking at different spaces, and it's New York City real estate, so it's it takes time to find the space, but I know when it speaks to me, it will. And then, of course, I'm collaborating with a celebrity facialist named Tuyen Nguyen, and we are going to start a mobile pop-up in Palm Beach, Florida. So that's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, so we'll be in the West Palm Beach area. And so, I mean, there's a lot of, great things happening. I mean, we're looking at new equipment, of course, so different machines, better machines, things that are always more optimized for the new location. And so it's all just really exciting stuff for Viva Cryo. 2022 is going to be a good year.
Oh, it is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that, Tiffany, I do want to bring it up that, psychologically, I'm speaking, on behalf of women from all different ages. As soon as you step in puberty, emotions, hormones, we are always hormonal, even later down in the life. Beautifying and making you look good for your own self, that is such a confidence that you provide to your clients. And and I have seen you myself, that it's not just any spa. The connection that you give to people, I always say it's like a counselor. You really listen and take care. It's like two therapies in one.
I have been known, yeah, to be a good listener. I mean, my clients always say, thank you, this has been great therapy, and I say, yeah, I just calm down, like everything's going to be all right. And, 30 minutes later, they look a little younger, they're a little slimmer. Yeah, I mean, I love what I do, again, and it's so important that, when you're doing what you love, that you funnel and do everything with love and with care. And so every person that comes into my office, I am immediately drawn to knowing what makes them tick. And because I'm not going to be able to help them unless I know a little bit more about each and every one of my clients. And we're all different people, and we all have different concerns and reasons for those concerns. And we all have our own, chemistry, biology, and our own way of thinking and history that makes us feel like, okay, this is the one thing that I need to work on and do. And I like to tap into that and understand that on a deeper level, and understanding my clients on that level means that I keep them, and that I get to work with them. And, it gives me the name that I have in the industry.
Yeah. Isn't it exhausting emotionally?
Well, I go at home and I will get on, the Stairmaster or something, and I'll just, or the treadmill, I just do a lot of mountain climbers and stuff. Yeah, I mean, listen, my clients do say a lot, and they confide in me, and I love it. I actually love it. And it gives me peace to feel like I'm healing them in some sense when they're with me. And that's the best feeling in the world. Not only is it empowering, but it's fulfilling.
Mm-hmm. So one message that you want to give to everyone out there who, you do help people beautifying and make them feel better. And from your perspective, as a woman's perspective, what message do you want to give to everyone out there?
Well, I guess a couple of things, right? Like, I think, real happiness, for instance, is a state of mind. So if you want to be happy, you have to act kind and act good, and you have to be good towards others. It's not just about looking great, but it's about being great and feeling great, right? And if you're a negative or frenzied or helpless state of mind, I feel like it's going to all reflect like a mirror back at you, right? So happiness is what you make of it, right? And the second thing is, above all else, love yourself, care for yourself, be good to yourself, and just always work through, with light and love. And I think that will set you free. It will take you wherever you want to go.
Yeah, speaking of light and love, it's really hard to find.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. So in our audience, we have Barbara Shimoda is saying, hi, Tiffany. Someone
That's my mother. Hi, Mom.
Awesome. Hi, Mom. It's good to see you. You see, she's right there to support you. That's like an Asian mom.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I know our time actually flew so fast. It's already, we have, like 4 more minutes remaining. I was saying, hi, baby, I love you. Your mom is, I actually love seeing love. Oh, we were just talking about where is love. And, you see your mom came up. Thank you so much, mom, for coming up on the screen and
Thank you.
expressing your love.
Yeah.
uh, the other thing that I wanted to, talk about that I know that, we see the screen in the back and it's the before and after kind of things. And it's really amazing. If we can see, yes, a little body contour. So these
Yeah.
are all your,
Here. Yeah.
work of art.
Yes, those are some before and afters that you can just see real quick. But of course, you want to see them, you can, take a look on our Instagram or on our website.
Okay. So what's your Instagram?
It's at Viva Cryo. So that's VIVA CRYO.
Okay. And if someone wants to make an appointment, they just have to go on Instagram or
Yeah, they can direct message us there, or they can call the business line. The business phone is 917-809-0723. So they may call or text us at that number to book an appointment.
okay, okay, okay. It was, the time really flew so fast. I know it is so hard to get the right person because this industry, I have seen that, you learn from trial and error. You get to know doing wrong things and seeing that, oh, this thing didn't work. I already have a scar. And then going back to someone like you who's actually fixing, and then it's going to take more time to fix it and then, get the actual result that you wanted to do. So I wanted to make sure to tell everyone out there that, this is the right way to take care of your skin. So, and, do the Viva Cryo. It's actually basically it is like, reversing the age process.
Right. It is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, any last things that you want to say or messages? We're almost 2 minutes. Oh, one last minute.
um, I mean, just thank you so much for having me on today. I really, really appreciated it. It was really nice to be able to talk with you today. And yeah, if anybody would like to book an appointment, they can find us on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We have a website, vivacryo.com. And then they can also call or text us for an appointment. But yeah, just be kind to yourself. Love yourself.
Yes, thank you so much, Tiffany, for joining us tonight. So for the audience, I brought you a person who is going to help you beautify inside out. That's why the name of the show was the Beauty Inside Out. Okay, couple of other viewers have joined. Your mom has put the name again, Viva Cryo. My bestie, my best friend Faryal has joined.
Nice.
Florida, if she was here, and then you're going to Florida anyway, so she would be able to take advantage of that.
Sure.
And Tiffany would be joining us next Sunday on Women's International program, and that's going to be in New Jersey. It's a whole day program. We're having discussions, and Tiffany is going to be one of our guests. Faryal is saying, love all about beauty and you're beautiful ladies. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
So having said that, thank you so much, Tiffany, for joining us tonight. And having
Thank
said
you.
that, I'm letting, all our audience good night and enjoy yourself. And please take care of yourself, ladies and gentlemen. And it is, as we're saying, it's about taking care of your inside and outside. Of course, by looking outside nicer, it does make you look better. And my brother says that if your lover is good looking, it helps on the eyes.
Oh, true.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.
Good night.